It is a curious thought, but it is only when you see people looking ridiculous that you realize just how much you love them. I like living. I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, acutely miserable, racked with sorrow. But through it all, I still know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. The impossible could not have happened. Therefore, the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances. Very few of us are what we seem. An archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. The older she gets, the more interested he is in her. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stand in its path. If you place your head in a lion's mouth, then you cannot complain one day if he happens to bite it off. The best time for planning a book is while you're doing the dishes. Instinct is a marvelous thing. It can neither be explained nor ignored. You gave too much rein to your imagination. Imagination is a good servant and a bad master. The simplest explanation is always the most likely. Everybody said, "Follow your heart." I did. It got broken. One doesn't recognize the really important moments in one's life until it's too late. It is really a hard life. Men will not be nice to you if you are not good looking, and women will not be nice to you if you are. Never do anything yourself that others can do for you. Never tell all you know, not even to the person you know best. Time is the best killer. The truth, however ugly in itself, is always curious and beautiful to seekers after it. In the midst of life, we are in death. But surely for everything you love, you have to pay some price. Good advice is always certain to be ignored, but that's no reason not to give it. I know there's a proverb which says, "To err is human," but a human error is nothing to what a computer can do if it tries. Everything must be taken into account. If the fact will not fit the theory, let the theory go. To every problem, there is a most simple solution. I don't think necessity is the mother of invention, Invention arises directly from idleness, possibly also from laziness, to save oneself trouble. Every murderer is probably somebody's old friend. A man, when he is making up to anybody, can be cordial and gallant and full of little attentions and altogether charming. But when a man is really in love, he can't help looking like a sheep. I suppose it is because nearly all children go to school nowadays and have things arranged for them that they seem so forlornly unable to produce their own ideas. I do not argue with obstinate men. I act in spite of them. It's like all those quiet people. When they do lose their tempers, they lose them with a vengeance. If you confront anyone who has lied with the truth, he will usually admit it, often out of sheer surprise. It is only necessary to guess right to produce your effect. It is completely unimportant. That is why it is so interesting. Everyone is a potential murderer. In everyone there arises from time to time the wish to kill, though not the will to kill. There was a moment when I changed from an amateur to a professional. I assumed the burden of a profession, which is to write even when you don't want to, don't much like what you're writing, and aren't writing particularly well. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. An appreciative listener is always stimulating. Curious things habits. People themselves never knew they had them. But I know human nature, my friend, and I tell you that, suddenly confronted with the possibility of being tried for murder, the most innocent person will lose his head and do the most absurd things. One of the luckiest things that can happen to you in life is to have a happy childhood. To rush into explanations is always a sign of weakness. When you find that people are not telling you the truth, look out. Words are such uncertain things. They so often sound well, but mean the opposite of what one thinks they do.